This video is a presentation of the processes of our supply chain proposal. Our supply chain is initially based off of the Supply Chain Operations Reference Model developed by the Supply Chain Council. Now you can see that the supply chain, the SCORE as it's called, is revolved around 5 main processes: planning, sourcing, making, delivering, and return. Considering time limitations, an explanation of the different processes for the SCORE will be found in the Supply Chain Council website. Our proposal integrates SCORE's model, but also changes it fairly drastically. As you can see, our processes model revolves around 3 major processes, including operations, administration, and management. Then they all also branch out into more distinctive processes, as you can see in this slide. It should be noted that SCORE's model revolves around the actual product. Its main processes focuses on the actual item being transported or supplied through the chain. And our proposal actually differs in philosophy. There's several key assumptions, or rather axioms, that we determined that determines the type of processes that it applies to. A key difference between SCORE's model and our proposal is that we focus on the actors instead of the products. In our operations processes, it is all processes involving actors interacting with the resource and the products. For example, if the actor moves the products or resources, it's logistics. If an actor solicitates the product, it's considered solicitation or marketing. Basically, any interactions between the actor and the resources and products is considered an operations process. Management processes involves all processes where an actor interacts with an actor. An example being supplier relationship management, negotiations management. Lastly, administrative processes involves any processes involving actors interacting with processes. An example would be invoicing, or conducting claims, or conducting payroll. All these processes which facilitates the operations of the supply chain. Further examples of these processes can be found in our proposal that's online. The attributes of the processes were developed from the works of Nora Al-Gohari in her postdoctorate work. This slide shows all the attributes of the processes. We found this slide to be very, very extensive. However, there was still some room for improvement. We noticed we needed to add some rational attribute categorized under the temporal attributes to communicate the reasons for process delays and stoppages. We also noticed that there needed to be additions to the risk attributes, including impact and probability, to quantify risks. A major addition to the attributes above Nora's work is the internal processes attributes, which describe characteristics of the processes themselves. They include acceptability, maintainability, rapidity, reliability, robustness, supportability, understandability, and visibility. All these internal attributes helps to quantify the processes themselves, and so that communication is better and the processes can be better understood. The last area of interest is actually the points of interest in our ontology proposal. Some processes as worthy of note is the value management processes, risk management, and trust management processes. And it begs the question, what is value? What is risk? And what is trust? To start off, what is value? Some clients might view money and profit to be the most valuable aspect of the supply chain. However, what about public interest and public well-being and the environment? In today's society, money may not be the only aspect or value. So at the beginning of a project or of a supply chain, it's important for clients to determine what is the most valuable for them. And it's important to note that this aspect of value is subjective and differs from client to client. All these three aspects adds very interesting attributes to our supply chain. For example, value adds value attributes, which is user defined. Risk adds probability and impact. And trust adds legal trust and social trust, which opens up a whole slew of possibilities. For example, social ratings, or reputation, or legal trust, or insurance. Another interesting attribute is the movement of planning phase and processes to management instead of operations. Now, one might think that planning is determining the course of actions for the products, but in fact, it's not. It's not determining the course of actions for the products, but rather it's determining what the actors should do with the products and resources. So since it's an actor interacting with an actor process, it should be a management process in our ontology proposal. There are other points of interest and a slew of other intricacies in our ontology proposal, which we invite you to explore on our wiki that's online. That should conclude my portion of the presentation, and I expect that my colleagues will be able to wrap up the rest of the presentation. Thank you.